crisis and economic depression, small business owners often struggle with making sales and keeping the loyalty of their people because if you ain't selling, it's hard to pay the bills.
On the Ethical Sales Podcast, you will learn new ways to selling ethically and communicating with your people to create more loyalty and getting out of the rut of stress and frustration.
When there is plenty of sales, there should be plenty of profits to keep things flowing smoothly and everybody be happy. Welcome to this week's episode.
Welcome back.
Ethical Sales Podcast. I'm Elias Raber. What's your name?
I'm the other Raber. No, we got to do a better one than that. That was like a full-blown Sapphire intro.
Nobody wants it boring. Come on.
Emeralds do. Emeralds will listen to that and they'll shut her right off.
It's not boring. As long as you got information in there, I'll listen.
Would you rather hear that intro or...
information and some excitement. I'm Elias. I love getting information, but if somebody just drones on and on for about 15 to 20 minutes, using their emerald, their high C monotone voice, then I just tune out and I won't listen to
it. So pretty much if you would have to listen to yourself, you tune out.
Problem is, if you're self-aware, then you get fired up. Let's do this.
You are good at that.
I think we're going to talk about sapphires because this introduction is way too hot.
Every time,
or the pearls.
Every time we come in here, Owen, he's the emerald in the group here. Every time we get together for podcasts, he says, hey, we need to up the energy a little bit. We need to get a little more excited. So big shout out to Owen. He's living in that sapphire personality, and I know it's a serious discipline that he has to do to get there.
Woo, let's do this.
All right.
So sapphires are motivated by fun.
That's right.
They, well, why don't you talk about them? You're one.
I live in my sapphire. I like living in my sapphire because that's when I'm the happiest. I'm just out here enjoying life.
Shorts and flip-flops.
T-shirts.
Loud music.
I don't listen to a lot of loud music, actually. I don't know.
He listens to Pearl music. He's a sapphire and listens to this spa music in his truck, like Pearl. Like,
I don't know, it's relaxing.
Should have a candle on.
It's relaxing.
In his truck.
Yeah.
It's relaxing. He gets in my truck and he's like, dude, let's listen to something else. I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about it. It's just kind of in the background.
Can you blow out the candle, please, before we leave?
Yeah. I my man card.
It just depends. Sometimes I like quiet music. It's just kind of there, but then other times it's kind of nice to have a little well, maybe not that. That's
all right. So sapphires are motivated by fun. And if you're going to try to sell a sapphire, you would definitely not go give him all the facts and the figures and the fine print. More than likely, you're going to show him this is how your roof looks now, or this is what the project looks like now. This is what it's going to look after. Show them pictures. They're going to make decisions out of pictures. They're probably going to fly by the seat of their pants and make a decision.
They're the people at the restaurant pointing at the menu saying, give me that.
Yep. They think a restaurant should just have pictures. Somebody told me that the other day.
I did, but I'm a ruby. Like emerald, ruby, emerald. I'm like, if I had a restaurant, I'd have pictures. But I'll tell you this is how rubies think.
Probably half to 3/4 of people
If I didn't have all my stuff on pictures, then my pictures on my menu would be my most profitable items because people tend to buy with their eyes. Maybe they already do that, but that's what I would do. Sapphires are really, they're motivated by fun. They're going to be completely the opposite from the emerald. They're going to be bored by the facts and the figures. They have a problem. They don't want problems. They just want fun. They just want to, they don't want that roof leaking down on their computer or their boom box or whatever they got. They're honestly some of the easier people to deal with. Just go in there, show them some pictures, like you said. Show them some pictures. Let them know their problem is going to be your problem.
They're also probably some of the most trusting people naturally. Like they just trust people. So what you're going to tell them, more than likely, they're just kind of going to believe what you tell them. They're going to do some research. I mean, I'll do research before I buy something. If I have somebody that shows up here and is going to try to sell me on, we just built a new house. If I got somebody that's going to show up here, I'm more concerned if I like the person. If I like the guy, I'm probably going to hire him. I want to know he's going to do good work, but I'll hire him over the guy that comes in here and he's, I had a plumber come in here and I could just tell he's going to be such an emerald about everything. Like it's going to take him another time as long to do the plumbing. I don't have time for that. If I have a guy that shows up and he's like, he speaks my language, I'm like, let's do some business.
So if the emerald would have showed up high energy,
high five in you.
If he would have understood personality types and he would have came in here,
he'd have probably sold you because he does nice work.
In sales, you try to mirror the personality that you're dealing with.
One thing an emerald has is, not an emerald. I don't know why I keep saying
sapphire.
Sapphire. One thing a sapphire almost always has more than anybody else, is fun hobbies. and ask them about it. They always have hobbies. The Ruby, you ask them, you say, I don't really do anything.
Yeah, he says, I just work.
I just work.
What do you do for fun? Oh, I don't know.
I just work.
I asked a guy that 2 weeks ago, what do you do for fun? Oh, I just pretty much work here, get home late, sleep.
That's in Ruby. It's a dead giveaway. So pry into that, just say, hey, when you're not here working, what you doing? What you doing for fun, man? Because you know that, and you do that, his happy meter is going to redline.
Yeah. If you're dealing with sapphires, you know how to recognize them. A lot of times sapphires have tattoos. If you see a lady with dyed hair, more than likely she's a sapphire. If you see a guy with dyed hair, it's always a sapphire.
If he has his hat on backwards, probably a sapphire. Yeah, a lot of times.
They're motivated by fun. They don't like the facts and the figures. They're not that good with facts and figures, but they're very relationship oriented. Naturally, our people gravitate towards sapphires. They're like, I don't know why I like this guy, but I like this guy because they're very relationship oriented. A good example in our team of a sapphire is Andrew Gingrich. He gets around people and he's always got people around him. They're having a lot of fun, and sapphires usually don't lack friends because they're relationship oriented and they're fun to be around.
Their dominant fear of a high I or a sapphire is social or peer rejection. Social rejection. So they will sometimes do things so they don't get rejected of their friends.
But if you're looking to add salespeople in your sales team, these are the people you want. Naturally, sapphires
are the people.
The best salespeople.
Man, when the neighbor comes over, they're going to throw the rake down, high five, and say, dude, let's go grab something to drink.
Yeah, there's a Starbucks down the road. We'll rake these leaves later.
Yeah, that's what you need. Number one thing that your salespeople need to be doing out there is building relationships. And your people are the people that are going to do that the most natural.
The next personality type we're going to talk about is a people personality type 2. Sapphires get their batteries charged when they're around people, groups of people, big people, loud crowds. They're the people that go to parties and they do anything to be at the party. And when they show up, they're going to be the life at the party. They might be late when they show up, but when they show up, everybody's going to know it. When you pull the car up and you're like, hey, get in, you got to push the McDonald's bags out of the way and find some room somewhere, throw them in the back seat. There's no bad personality type and there's no better personality type. It's just understanding these personality types. And so that if you're a sapphire like me, there's things that I have to work at. When it comes to office work, it takes a lot of discipline for me to sit down and write contracts and to take care of whatever it is that I have to take care of to keep organized. That takes a lot of discipline for me. I don't enjoy it, but I do it. And so it's those things that, you try to figure out what you're good at, what you're weak at, so you can work on what you're weak at.
Most salespeople know that they need to be likable and trustworthy, but it's hard to remember all the steps. Sales Made Fast and Easy is a printable one-page checklist that helps you quickly understand how your prospect wants to buy, so you can sell your product or service faster, easier, and so you get happier customers and more referrals. With this free checklist, we'll help you discover what motivates prospects to say yes and no, how to use questions as an effective tool for sales domination, why being yourself will make it easier for others to trust in you so you can serve them, and so much more. Download the Sales Made Fast and Easy printable one-page checklist now at leaderminded.com/sales checklist. leaderminded.com/sales checklist.
This episode was hosted by the Max Potential Podcast Network. Find more great shows at maxpotential.com.